Welcome to the Beacon by Soul 33 teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning everyone. It is the 12th of June here in Auckland, New Zealand. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're listening on the Beacon app by searching Soul 33 on your app stores, please tag me, share, let people know that the soul progression energy forecasts that are only 20 minutes long are available to help progress your soul in this lifetime. And if you're listening on Spotify, tag, share, let people know it exists. It really helps me to grow this platform and to create more resources for you. So I've got the best work stories in general, but I've got amazing ones that have, I don't remember everything from sessions, especially who the stories belong to, but certain things, because I'm also a human being, blow my absolute mind. And so as I recap the energy of last week, I will also be putting in some amazing stories, because what the amazing stories tell me is what's going on energetically, because I learn from every session too. So last week, I set the Monday mantra as my communication is reflected by how I feel and what I want to receive. My communication is reflected by how I feel and what I want to receive. I was checking in almost every conscious moment when I wasn't working and tuning into other people's energy. I would tune into myself. I was very, very deeply connecting to my highest self last week. I spent more time in meditation for myself, more time connecting in with God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, myself, to make sure that the mind and body are back in connection again through the higher self wisdom, through the information I receive from spirit. Because like for me, my mission is becoming even clearer, and it is for you too, especially with the moon phase that we had last week with the full moon. Even though it's clearing in order to bring in more of your mission. You know, when I started doing this work almost 8 years ago now, I think, who I was then is not who I am now. Every year, my powers become stronger, my healing becomes stronger, my intuition is more heightened. And remember, because I'm someone, whatever you do a lot of, you're bound to get good at it. And so I'm always tuning into my intuition. Therefore, every year I get stronger. So clients who saw me when I was 33 and was floundering around figuring out what it is that I was doing and charging $20 a session, where clients were going, Gaia, you need to charge way more than this. Here's $150. Here's $180. And people started to put value on my work when I didn't really understand still what I was doing. And, you know, when God or the universe, my spirit guides, gave me the term soul progression therapy and asked me to trademark that, I realized what it is by those 3 words as to what I'm actually doing here as for my mission. And what I've learned is some clients have been with me since I started this work. Some people I saw once or twice. Soul progression, the word progression in itself is like the gym. You don't go once or twice and go, yep, I'm done. You go and you learn. It's like school. We went through how many years of school or how many years of tertiary education. Every day is a learning experience in life. We don't stop learning, and your soul does stop progressing unless you've got someone to actually go in there and go, hang on, this is what you need to be working on and considering. I want to give you an example. So I still have a lot of regular clients from when I started, and what I've been starting to notice, and I've mentioned this before, the healing is becoming deeper because 1, they're ready, therefore 2, I'm meeting them where they are. I had a client last week, and I know she'll be listening to this today, and I actually remember who this is because it's someone I've seen a few times. And it really goes to show you that you get what you need in any one session. So this session with this client, giving you a vague story around it, you know, they came to me without consciously knowing what the session was going to be about, just trusting in me, trusting in spirit. And spirit gave me a name. Spirit said, okay, you need to start talking about this person. And I gave the name, and the client goes, well, that's my sibling. And I said, okay, well, we're being told that we need to talk about the sibling and things need to be healed here. So what the story was is that this client has not spoken to the sibling in over a decade, and Spirit was going, it is now time to find them. Find them now. And the client started saying things like, I've been thinking about this, and then Spirit was telling me it's that sibling's birthday soon, and then the client was like, yes, it's in 2 days. And it was, the healing that the client thought they were coming for wasn't what she had in mind. It was what Spirit had in mind, because that client's soul was ready for this next level of progression, because we're not born into these families to just fall out with them and not speak to them. And, we pick these people in our lives. We have karmic connections, and your soul progression enables you to understand over a period of time, because everything is adding to your story. Why are my relationships like this? Like, I honestly, when people ask me, am I going to get married? Am I going to have children? Now, there's nothing wrong with asking these questions. I used to ask these questions too when I was much younger and before I really understood what life is for. The questions that you should be asking around soul progression is, why am I here? What is my purpose? Why is this relationship like this? How am I meant to heal or let go of this? Another example of someone who came for deep healing. Now, when I see people, everyone's sessions are different, because there's many factors that affect sessions, and I want to let you know what they are. The time that you wait to see me, the amount of money that you spend and as investment to see me also makes a difference to the level of trust that you have in me, the level of importance and urgency. Some people want to see me just for fun. Therefore, the energy is not going to be as deep as, say, somebody else. Some people want to see me in person and don't bat an eyelid for coming in at the top tier of seeing me, because they know that they're going to get something that is going to transform them for the rest of their lifetimes. It's not doing your hair or your face or I get a massage pretty much every week, which costs me $180. And that's for my self-care. But someone like me, you don't see me all the time. You'll see me, some of my clients, sure, they'll see me a few times a year. But really, for your soul progression, I give you the tools to be able to progress yourself, and then you're seeing me from time to time. Some of my regular clients more than a few times a year. It just depends on how serious they are. So when I saw this other client, now this I don't really remember who it is, but I remember the story. So I think it was on Tuesday night and Wednesday night. Some nights I can't sleep because some spirit that comes in, they're so intense that they keep me awake. And I had a gentleman in my home, a spirit, who had taken his own life, and he kept saying, you're going to see my child soon, you're going to see my child soon. And I'd already started healing that child, because I had, healing is not just for the person in a body. Healing is for the person who's the souls that come in. And this soul required forgiveness energy. It was already reaching out to me to ask if it was okay that they could come through, because they have guilt and embarrassment over what they did. And so I met a client for the first time. The client I didn't know anything about the client. And I saw a past life. And okay, I know this is probably where other people would say there's a trigger warning coming in here. So I'm going to, if you have any issues around the topic of suicide or taking your own life or someone around you, skip this part, okay? But this is the reality of soul progression and the work that I see, and important for someone out there listening to this, or those of us who are supporting people who have experienced this soul trauma. I saw a lifetime, I can't remember how many lifetimes ago, and the person who I was seeing as a client, soul, took me on a journey to see the soul story. They were 11 years old, and they'd caught a rabbit in this lifetime before, and they said, come, I want you to meet my dad. And we walked into this other realm in another lifetime, and the child looked up and just dropped the rabbit and looked at me and said, and 11 years old, my father takes their own life. So I looked at my client, and I could feel my client's heart rate. And my client said to me, at 11 years old, my father took his life in this lifetime. This is how deep the healing can get when people are really ready. And you don't even need to be consciously ready. It's just trusting that you know you need to come for something, and you're coming beyond all the human questions. You're coming to heal people who came before you, people who will come after you. You know, I notice also people that I've seen in the past, they perhaps will stop coming after they get married, or they meet someone, or after they have a child, because that was all that mattered to them. That's all they wanted, which is totally fair enough. Those are important things if they're important to you. But what I want to tell you, there is more to you than that. There is a soul story to you that comes out layer by layer, and that's what you should be interested in. So as you are communicating and feeling into your feelings, what you are releasing is increasing your ability to receive what you really want. And this goes beyond getting married and having children, going beyond you logging into your bank account on your deathbed and not seeing how much money you have there, because that's not going to happen. You're going to be looking, when your soul is leaving your body, you're going to be going, what have I healed? Where am I going next? And deeply connecting with that infinite trust of your higher self. That was quite heavy, but Spirit wanted me to talk about that. As we moved into the week, the movement card came up. And we're really beginning to increase our receptivity to what is rightfully ours to receive, which is pleasure, joy, passion, love, protection, togetherness, support, the stripped back version of what is deemed as movement, because usually people think movement is action and we need to force things and do things, you know, and what is classified as success, but without forcing or acting in haste. Just being in a receptive state is movement. You know, like the waves of the ocean, they may be powerful, but they're also moving in calmness. That's why, you know, rips, when you don't notice a rip, there's not like torrents of waves and water. It's the gentleness where that's going to pull you in. Transitions are always happening, and you're not needing more. You have what you need right now, and this is the movement which is from your vibration of appreciation. Even if a card has been dealt to you of death, it is movement in the transition and the transformation of you wanting to receive. Kieran actually brought up an interesting question. Kieran, who is my administrator and my right-hand girl, she said to me, it's interesting how there's so many layers to healing, like you can just keep going. Of course you can, because we're an accumulation of karma, and every day through our decisions and our communication, we're accumulating more to our soul story. So there's always things to understand, to heal, to release, and the more that you work on your soul progression, the more your body will know how to quickly release. One of my clients asked me last week, but how do I get rid of it myself? Well, it's like a toothache. You're not going to pull out your own tooth. You need to go to someone who knows how to pull it out of you. Or, you know, if you've got an abscess on your leg, you're not going to be extracting that. If you did, it's probably going to get infected. You're going to go to someone who knows how to release the abscess. That's what soul progression is. It's coming up to help you move and clear and receive, and to trust your ability and not be fearful. You might have seen an emotional video from me, which I didn't intend to be emotional. It just ended up being that way. On Saturday afternoon, I went to my front door, and unexpectedly, someone had expressed their gratitude to me. And, you know, I always tell people, the feedback that I receive from clients, for me, I don't read into it too much, because I know that I meet you where you are at to give you what you need, because people shouldn't have expectations when they come to me. They should just go, okay, what am I, Gaia, what do the spirit guides want to talk about? And trust it. That's why every time a client comes, it's different. Sometimes it's super deep. Sometimes it's something about their relationship, something about their work. Sometimes it's past life. Sometimes it's future life. Sometimes it's energetic psychic surgery. So when I went to my door, there was beautiful flowers, purple, the colour of Soul 33, the colour of spirituality, the colour of your third eye, and some delicious vegan cupcakes, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And what was the true gift, which I will keep forever, is the card. Dear Gaia, I came to see you for the first time 3 years ago. I was so lost I didn't know who I was, what my purpose was, or where to go next. I'd been existing and trying to be someone for everyone else. My very first session with you was life-changing. It was hard. It was really fucking hard. But there began my journey of self-discovery, of going within to find out who I am, what I came here to do, and to find my voice. I know I still have so far to go, but it all seems so much less scary with you as my soul progression healer to guide, encourage, and heal. I don't know where I would be on my journey in this life if I have not found you, but I know that I can't thank you enough for everything you have done and will do for me. Thank you for being a pillar in my storm called life, for seeing me for who I am inside and helping me find her. I know now that I'm strong, courageous, and I'm so much less afraid to keep discovering. I'm so thankful for you, and I hope you know just how special and cherished you are by me, your other clients, your friends, family, and the universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With best wishes, love and light, a forever grateful client, a forever grateful client. This person, I know you'll probably be listening to this. You truly know who I am. You truly see me for who I am. I have a feeling I know who this person is, and your trust in me, your investment in me, not batting an eyelid as to when I can see you or what I charge or whatever, that is why you have such profound shifts, is because you are grateful and you trust that Spirit is going to give you the healing that you need and is going to open you up in a way where when you get to the end of your life, you're not going to be afraid. You're going to be going, I was truly who I am. So I wanted to share that with you because it really touched my heart, and it affects how you come into your session having this. It's not gratitude towards me. I'm just the vessel. Sure, there are work hazards to my job, and that's why it was the emotional story on Instagram. Like, sometimes I'm awake all night. Sometimes I feel those I do feel those suicidal feelings when I'm processing them for other people. Everyone is healed when you come and see me. Your past loved ones, the people we talk about. It's not just words; it's energy. A thought is a spell, a request that the universe hears, and repetitive thoughts and communication cause repetitive behavior, which keeps us in the cycle of samsara. Samsara is the birth and death cycle. What you want to receive comes from what you create. What you need to heal comes from your recognition of these repetitive cycles, and that is your true higher self-awareness in order to heal and progress your soul. Don't forget, I am here for you in so many different ways. There are different tiers to see me based on your affordability. If you want to see me in person, that is a very exclusive service. I don't see very many people in person, but it is definitely possible for those of you who truly, seriously want to progress their souls. You can have an Ascension Seeker session, which the wait list isn't that, as long. You can wait on the wait list. You can ask for soul magics at any time. We've got the new moon coming up, so that's going to be a great time for you to manifest what you want. My power is strong, and this is why I have so many clients, because I'm able to shift things in people, whether your brain understands it or not. You just have to trust. Sometimes I do push buttons, but as I look back, I know that everything Spirit even gives me, Spirit challenges me. Don't think I've got a free ride. They challenge me all the time, but they give us information to make us make different decisions, to invoke fear in order to clear it. It's very, very interesting how soul progression works. So there's so many ways. Personalized meditations are an amazing way for you to heal and progress your soul in your own time. Emergency sessions, contact Karen if you need to renew your membership. It's only $60 a year, $5 a month, which is nothing. We pay, $30 for Netflix a month. What you are doing here is eternal. This week, it's very spiritual energy. I mean, it always is, but it's that's why it's like communication of how I feel is what I receive. This week is about connecting in with your higher self And your Monday mantra is, my higher self is giving me new perspectives. My higher self is giving me new perspectives. You know, things come up in life for you to change, grow, and evolve. So whatever needs to be changed, you'll be changing in your favor, even if it doesn't seem like it right away, because it's challenging. That's the thing with healing. It's not like this fun, ha-ha thing. It is serious. It's serious, heart-wrenching, soul-cracking work. We have a new moon right at the end of this week and the beginning of next week, so I'll be reminding you now as well as beginning of next week's Monday mantra. We're preparing for this now. You'll notice with your homework there's a lot of relationship, like tuning into other people's energy, because it's very much about that, tapping in really deeply. Our intuition is beginning to heighten. And also with the energy of the solstice that's coming up around the 21st of June, and I'm going to be doing soul magics around that time too, so that's going to be super powerful. We're going beyond our human limitations to be able to reassess and realign and receive. Spiritual wisdom is coming in through the alignment with your higher self to gain some new perspectives. Even though it's Father's Day, I know I've got people listening all over the world. It is not Father's Day in this part of the world. It is Father's Day, I believe, in the States and some other parts of the world. Oh, also Malaysia. So I always wish my dad happy Father's Day twice. It's globally, it's not a global thing because Father's Day is separated out for whatever reason. There is actually, even though it's Father's Day, a strong feminine energy this week. So your role as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, the feminine energy within your gender, you may need to look at how you hear and listen to others, yourself included, and spirit. This is why connecting in with your higher self. Knowledge and wisdom will calm your mind this week. I'm really excited to see clients this week because of how amazing sessions, because people are so ready to hear things. You are here on your earth journey to learn to move beyond your limitations, and earth is a place to experience and learn, but you come here already with a lot of wisdom, and we think it's about men and women and the genders that we choose, and we think it's about rejection and abandonment. It's beyond all that. We're moving beyond the mental load and bringing in this wisdom. We sometimes choose spontaneity, and sometimes things just happen, and that is spontaneous. But this new moon that we've got at the end of the week and the beginning of next week, it's about change, which will make you really see how you are here on earth. And you're probably thinking, how you are here on earth? Yeah, that's what Spirit is telling me. How are you here on earth representing yourself? Be curious about how much spiritual power you have to transform your life. That is the one thing that has completely transformed my whole life. Not my master's degree and my 7.5 years at university. It's been my meditation. It's been, like I was telling a client last week, I'm a human. Sometimes when I finish clients, I just literally want to drink my kombucha and blob. But if I miss a meditation, which is very rare, I am completely screwed. It's like Spirit's going, guy, you didn't heal yourself after giving all day. But it's where I receive. Set intentions now at the beginning of this week for when I set homework next week, because we're needing this balanced perspective between your spiritual energy, because we're moving out of this duality thing. A lot of people are still in duality. That's why I'm always bringing in alignment for you. If it's something you don't normally do in terms of spontaneity, inject some adventure in your life. Intend it. Adventure is exciting. Even if it's, like trusting in the flow of life is not for the faint-hearted, because like that client who wrote me that beautiful card, they're not scared to look inside themselves even more. It's an exciting thing. If you need me, I'm always here for you. I always do my best to accommodate, to give you what you need. Personalized meditation, soul magics, mini readings, ascension seeker sessions, emergency sessions, soul ceremonies here with me in person. Things are beginning to change for Soul 33, and you'll see some things happening over the next 6 months of the year to help you understand what that means. My higher self is giving me new perspectives. My higher self is giving me new perspectives. Connect in with your spiritual power. We all have it. It takes discipline, it takes courage, it takes adventure, and it takes trust.